If creating Pinterest boards as a business owner, creator, or brand has left you feeling confused, overwhelmed, or just completely fed up with attempting to market your business on Pinterest, you are not alone. Now, my name is Megan. I'm a Pinterest expert and educator, and I've been helping business owners just like you for over 10 years. And I know a thing or two about creating effective strategic Pinterest boards as a business owner. Now, this video is part of my Pinterest prep series where I am going over those foundational things that you need in place to create success and growth for yourself on my favorite platform, Pinterest. So what I want to walk you through is sort of the what, the why, and the how of all things Pinterest boards as a business owner, because Pinterest is not like Instagram. It's not like the other platforms. And so I understand that it can be really confusing when things are just so different. It's not the same as pushing out a carousel or a reel to Instagram. What is a board? Why do we have boards? Does it even matter if you name them? How should I name them? What sort of boards should a business owner in my niche have? These are all questions I see every time I host training. So I wanted to create a video. If you are a beginner or you're getting restarted on Pinterest, you're going to want to go ahead and subscribe to my channel. In the Pinterest prep series in particular, I'm going over some really easy, actionable beginner steps that are going to help set you up for success on this platform. But then of course, on my channel, I have tons of other videos depending on where you're at in your journey, as well as some really interesting case studies about how to effectively use Pinterest when you are a business owner. Okay, so without further ado, let's jump into all things Pinterest boards as a business owner. Before I jump into sharing my screen with you and really showing you exactly what a Pinterest board is, as well as answering some of those big questions that I mentioned in the introduction, I really want to give you the theory and really the way that you need to conceptualize what a Pinterest board and how it's going to function for you as part of your Pinterest marketing strategy. So if you think about Pinterest, so if we step back, we forget all the things and all the notions and preconceived ideas that we have about other social media. When we just think about Pinterest, Pinterest is a place where you can collect ideas, products, and inspiration. And most people are curating thousands of pins. They're aspiring to that future self. Now, if you were to just collect 1,000 items and dump them into something, how would you find what you were looking for? It'd be very hard to navigate. There would be no way to really find them in an effective way. Now, when Pinterest started getting more strategic, it started prompting people like me, creators, business owners, to organize our ideas. And the concept is that if you organize your pins into categories or like little piles or buckets, Pinterest boards, that it makes the user, the regular pinner's experience on your account a lot better. So the first thing we think about is that even just from an organization perspective, if you think about how you've organized your home, or if you have a photo album, you have it probably organized by the person it features, a time period, maybe a trip. And so you can go into your closet, grab that book, and know that all the pictures in that book were from a trip to Italy. So Pinterest is kind of the same. They want you to create these little piles or buckets, or what they have coined a Pinterest board, as a way that you can organize your ideas really easily so that you yourself can navigate them easily, but then people coming to your account. So in our case as business owners, this means we're thinking about people who might want to buy from us, people who are inspired by our education and our tutorials, those that love our art, that might want to subscribe for our coaching or inquire about services. Whatever it is, it's a way for you to organize the content that you're sharing. Now, as time has gone on, we have also learned that Pinterest boards are a critical part of the Pinterest algorithm, understanding how to distribute your pins. So what I mean by this is that depending on where you are pinning your products, your services, your blog posts, your lead magnets, where you pin it to helps send a signal to Pinterest to understand how to organize and distribute that Pinterest pin. Incredible, right? So the technology crawls the pin that you have created, and then it looks at where you have pinned it. And this is why it's really important that we take the time to create optimized strategic Pinterest boards as business owners, as creators, as brands using the platform. So that is the general theory that you need to understand when it comes to the why take the time? Why do I need to even bother creating Pinterest boards? That is the theory behind why Pinterest boards are so important for the distribution of your content on the platform. I want to spend some time showing you a selection of Pinterest accounts with varied Pinterest boards so that you can really understand how different niches and industries are utilizing Pinterest boards to help organize their products, their services, the items that they sell, the blog posts that they are creating. So if we look at this, Steve Madden is a very large retailer, I believe out of the US, maybe sells worldwide though. And you can see that they have created many different boards. Now the boards are named in a way to attract people who would be interested maybe in the style, the occasion, the particular collection. So we have Festival 2026, Coachella just happened, swim, spring, Valentine's Day, gifts for the girly, the fashion girly, spooky season, Halloween, all about boots, fall colors, fall collection 2025, never miss a summer, sandal season. So you can see that some are kind of like trendy names, some are a little bit like vague. I wouldn't necessarily recommend doing that. But in most cases, it seems like they've gone after fall handbags, fall shoes, summer, bridal shoes, Western boots. So you can see that this is a way for them to organize their products and their content in a way that as an end user, if I want to look at their pins, they are organized. And this is what a Pinterest board is meant to do. Now, if I'm to share a different screen, let me just pop over to a different account. Now this is Craftsy. You can see that this is a broader lifestyle. It's for creative makers, DIY, and everything from basic painting instruction to advanced baking. So things related to DIY, craft, hobby. And you can see that the boards are a lot more varied. So we have art projects and inspiration, at-home projects, baking ideas, decorating ideas, cooking ideas, creative classes. Now I want to show you one more. Now this is more of a printable poster art shop, and you can see that they have organized things: art for calm, stylish, minimal home inspiration, apartment, botanical, Christmas prints, commercial license art for sellers and creators, digital art bundles, dark and moody. So again, this really reinforces that no matter the niche, you should be creating a variety of Pinterest boards that represent whatever you want to promote on Pinterest. Now, we're not just creating like something that's like my products. What we're doing is we are creating Pinterest boards that become a way for the content to be organized and understood at a broader level by Pinterest. So let's go on over. I want to show you. So if we go to my account, I have a number of boards. Some are secret and that I just play with. You're going to see that little icons. But you can see this is from my old blogger DIY days. There's more strategic boards related to what I do now: marketing, affiliate marketing, content marketing. But I've created boards that represent the type of content that I'm creating. Now, if I click on the create button, oops, I need to move this. It's going to say pin, idea pin, board, or collage. So what we're going to do is we're going to click the word board. Now it's going to pop up create board and it wants you to name them. So it could be recipes, places to go. So maybe this is about like travel, right? Or I'm in the online business world, so maybe I'm going to create a board called online business growth. Okay. Now, if you don't want anyone to see it, you can click secret. Here it's asking me if I want to invite anyone. For now, I'm going to keep it secret. You don't have to keep it secret, but because this is just a tutorial for me to show you guys how to create a board, I just want to show you very quickly. So we're going to click create, and now it's going to prompt you to add pins to it. So these pins are relevant to the phrase online business growth, and that's why it's suggesting it, but that's from other people. So I'm just going to click no. And then you can see that we are now in my Pinterest board. Now it's blank, there's nothing here, it's secret. What I can do is click these three dots and it will allow me to edit my Pinterest board. So I want to encourage you to think about what you are naming your Pinterest boards. Okay, they should be named in a way that will help people discover them, to help that content be distributed. Then I want you to think about completing your board description. This is another SEO touch point that will allow Pinterest to really send out the content that you're sharing to that board. Now, another thing that sometimes people do, once you have pins here, you can create what we call sections. So board sections are sort of organization within the board. They do have an SEO benefit. What I would say is that if you create, say you sell kitchen accessories, so you might want to do things like spoons, maybe you're going to do ladles, maybe you're going to do kitchen organization, or might even be, things that are appliances, handheld appliances, or, like I'm thinking like a blender, that type of thing. We don't want to do necessarily, the example I always give is if you sell things that are for like preschool, kindergarten, grade 1, grade 2, grade 3, you do not need to create a section for every single thing. It's really meant that if you have a very broad topic like home decorating and you don't necessarily want to create boards for every room, you could create a board called home decorating, and then the sections would be kitchen, bedroom, dining room, basement, attic, bathroom, what have you. I think you get the idea. So that is how you need to be thinking about your Pinterest boards as a business user. That is how you create a Pinterest board. Now let's talk about some of the other questions that commonly come up when people are asking me about their Pinterest boards. One of the most common questions I get whenever I'm running a free challenge, or the things that people respond to emails, is, Meagan, I have a personal Pinterest account. What should I do? It has some business content on it. I have some boards on it for my business. Should I keep those, or should I just start over? So I do have a separate video that's all about personal versus business account. Spoiler alert, you need a business account. Now, if you are transitioning a personal account into a business account and you have several boards that are related and relevant to the thing that you want to promote and sell on Pinterest, you can retain or keep those boards on your account. If you have some boards that you like, but they aren't quite keyword rich, or now you know new things about keywords and how to use Pinterest, you can update and rename your Pinterest boards. So some of the most important things you need to think about when creating your Pinterest boards are: what are you going to be creating content for? Do you have a board that supports all the content you're creating, all the products you have? 2, are you mapping them to search behavior? So don't name them the way that you think you should name them, right? Name them in the way that people search. 3, once you've named your Pinterest boards, I really want you to consider completing your board descriptions. This helps reinforce the topic and help people discover your boards. Then I want you to think about what makes sense for you from a broader level in terms of seasonal content, trends. What is your audience actively seeking, and what is relevant to them? How could your account become the place that people want to come to? Of course, I often get asked about visuals. Pinterest is a visual search platform, so people tend to think it is a more aesthetic platform. What I always say is it's a personal preference whether you want to set your board covers as something custom that you create, maybe in Canva, or you can use a photo that you've uploaded or an image that you've uploaded as a pin to that board. Yes, people do that. So you can upload an image of your own and then make that the board cover. What I would say is you can set your board covers and then actually just take a look at your Pinterest account on desktop and then on mobile. Always look at both. What you'll find is if you create custom Pinterest boards and the text is or font is very small, it's very, very hard to see. So I hope that you found these Pinterest tips for creating your Pinterest boards as a business owner, as a creator, as a brand helpful. I'm going to say again, make sure you check out all the videos in the Pinterest Prep series. This is your Pinterest 101, the basics, foundations that you need to create success and grow on Pinterest. Now, if you love this video, make sure you're subscribed to my YouTube channel. But also, if you like the way that I teach, make sure you jump on my email list. That is the very best place to hear about what I do, what I teach, and how you can work to me. Now, see you guys in the next video.